The story of the taxi driver and the ghost. In a small town, there was a taxi driver named Ahmad. He worked hard day and night, but he knew that the night held strange things within it. He tended to believe in unexplained horror stories, but he had never experienced anything frightening until that night. The sky was overcast and rain was pouring heavily. As he drove through the quiet streets of the town, he received a call from a passenger requesting to be taken to an abandoned neighborhood. He hesitated for a moment, but curiosity pushed him to go. He arrived at the dark place, and a strange woman opened the car door. She was wearing a white dress, and her long hair was soaked with rain. Her eyes seemed empty, but she spoke in a calm voice. "Take me to the cemetery." Ahmad felt an unsettling sensation, but he couldn't refuse. As they drove, the woman began to talk about her memories and her life that ended tragically. She told him that she had lived in the town years ago and that she had died in a car accident. Ahmad's heart raced, but he tried to calm himself. This is just madness, he thought. However, the closer they got to the cemetery, the stranger. The car began to behave. The lights flickered and the engine sputtered. When they reached the cemetery, Ahmad stopped the car. The woman looked at him with a sad smile and said, "I need to go back home." But when he looked at the cemetery, he saw no grave bearing her name. Fear crept into Ahmad's heart. "What is your name?" he asked, confused. She replied, "I am Layla." Suddenly, the woman vanished, and Ahmad found himself alone in the car. He screamed loudly, but no one heard him. He decided to leave quickly, but the car was stuck. He tried to start the engine, but it wouldn't respond. At that moment, he heard whispers coming from the cemetery. The voices were unclear, but they seemed to call him. Terror overtook him, and he tried to escape the car. But something held him back, as if an invisible force was keeping him in place. Finally, after desperate attempts, he managed to start the engine and sped away, leaving behind that terrifying night. But he could not forget Layla's empty eyes or the whispers that would continue to haunt him. Since that night, Ahmad never returned to that abandoned neighborhood, yet he knew that every time he drove at night, he might encounter another ghost with a story yet to be told. Please subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. Press the like button, share the story with your friends, and leave a comment.